So, back from the VGC guide, and this time we are looking at Malamar. I really like Contrary as an ability, obviously biased because superior, but yeah, it's entirely viable on Malamar as well. You get to effectively act like a Defiant Pokemon, because an Intimidate will give you an attack increase instead, and kind of slightly better than Defiant, because if you're getting a stat drop, that's actually a stat increase instead, so Contrary can do some very nice things for Malamar. Pair it with the Assault Vest, you're going to be quite hard to KO on the special side, and then pair it with Superpower, getting the attack increase and the defense increase as well, makes you hard to KO on the defensive side, while also becoming a huge threat offensively as well. Like, Knockoff and Superpower is already great coverage. You don't really need the other two moves. It's Assault Vest, you've got room for some things, so why not get the Stab Psycho Cut, and Liquidation seemed like the strongest attack otherwise. Terrify is going to be the best defensively for you, because you'll be able to resist those fairy type attacks. Also Bug, which was you were quad weak to anyway, but you don't really see that too much. But Fire, just mainly for fairies. This can get out of control. If you disrespect it, even for one turn, it could become quite hard to KO and will steamroll through a game. You can definitely do that in Trick Room as well. It gets Trick Room. Like I said, Knockoff and Superpower is all the coverage you really need. You don't need anything extra. You're not going to be able to hit fairies very well, but otherwise you'll hit pretty much everything else at least neutrally. And then you get to go for Trick Room. You're going to reverse the speeds. It's pretty slow, so you'll be able to benefit from that and get a sweep going in Trick Room as well. This Malamar needs a lot more support to be able to get that sweep going. This one can enable itself with Trick Room. You're going to be easier to KO on the special side because you don't have the Assault Vest, but mainly it's so that you stack up those defense boosts and get quite hard to KO on the physical side. Safety Goggles is just a good item for a Trick Room setter to be able to counter Amoonguss. There's plenty of other good ones, like Citrus Berry would be another one that I would probably consider, because your bulk is kind of average, and then with a Citrus Berry, it'll become a lot harder to KO. And then like that stacks with the Contrary as well. Also Leftovers, because if you get those superpower boosts suddenly, you'll be able to 1v1 a load of physical attackers that can't break you anymore. So Malamar is still entirely viable. Hasn't been used too much in previous formats. I think it got second place at a Nationals back in 2015, which was pretty cool. But it's still entirely, like, if there's ever Incineroar in the format, this is entirely viable.